In this podcast series, we'll be playing the terrific role-playing game Call of Cthulhu, made by Chaosium and inspired by H.P. Lovecraft. I'll be playing with friends, readers, and fantastic role players through a story I have written. However, as this is horror heavy, this content may only be suitable for more mature audiences, but don't let that stop you from liking the video and subscribing to the channel so you don't miss out on any other creative storytelling or writing based content. And without much further ado, let's get started. What are you doing, Thomas? You've just seen the man fall down to the ground.
Okay, I'm just, I don't know, he's frozen. Like, will you kill him? You killed the man. And I don't know if it's really that, so I'm gonna kick the rapier away from him.
So you walk up and you kick the rapier away. Can you both give me sanity rolls, since you just murdered somebody and Thomas, you just watched him murder somebody.
If I didn't take sanity out, he did that. Oh, no, I'm not having a good day.
No. Okay.
Not on the same day.
Okay, so you both fail, so you both take faux sanity damage, which technically is nearly 10% of your sanity, right?
I have taken 10% of my sanity today.
Okay, so that will
no,
be
20% in a session, 10% in one sanity roll. Right?
Oh, okay, I think it is, yeah.
I can't remember.
So technically that's nearly there. So okay, you don't have temporary insanity yet. But close.
Yeah, that was about 9.8% of my sanity.
Yeah. So yeah, you just killed the man, you kicked away the sword, and it's just a man in a baggy looking suit. Actually, now you look at him, it's the man that delivered the package, Francis.
Oh, motherfucker. God damn it. I'm gonna go call the police. I've got a phone.
Okay, yeah, you go and phone the police. And what do you do, Thomas?
I'm gonna see if he's really dead.
Yeah, so do you check his pulse? What do you do?
Yeah, I'm gonna just check his pulse, but a little away from him. I don't want to grab anything.
Okay. Yeah, he's clearly not breathing anymore. His eyes are just staring lifeless at the ceiling.
Okay,
and there's blood pouring out of his stomach.
Okay, I look for a piece of... Okay, no, I'm not gonna do that. Or maybe I will. How weird would be, like, to the character to be doing this? I want to look for something in his clothes. Is that out of character?
Entirely up to you.
I don't know. I will try to look for some. I will get a piece of cloth that I find around and use it to search his body for something.
I notice him rummaging through my shit to find a cloth, and I'm going to stop him. Like, what are you doing?
I just don't want to leave my fingerprints on him.
Don't touch him at all. Let the police handle that. Jesus Christ. What are you even doing here?
There was a murder this morning, and now there is someone trying to kill you. You don't see anything connection? Nothing at all?
Why are you here? This is the second time you have appeared where a dead body to me. That is starting to become very suspicious to me.
Okay, I gonna show him like my notes from the cipher message. Like, look here, I started to decipher. It's right here. Like, the Joseph Williams received a note like, you need to stop looking into the disappearance of Professor Ashton Wells. If you do not, we will have to take drastic measures. I don't know. I still have to complete this, but there's something going on, and now, like you're not, you're part of it, and people try to kill you, and they probably are in my house right now, waiting for me to kill me too.
Are you showing me the note as well?
Yeah. It's like there's a notebook with, and I'm showing the gibberish note and the translation that I not finished yet.
I am going to stand up, and pick up my rapier on the ground. The man who just tried to kill me gave me a note like that. Quite a coincidence that you would have one too.
Sure, he has. This note was in the Joseph Williams apartment. Probably he received the same one before dying. Another time, and again, another connection.
Yes, Joseph Williams, whose apartment was, lack of a better term, destroyed. The window shattered, and you just happening to appear on the front entrance.
Okay, if you want to check me out, go to the university. I've been working there since 2 years ago. The professor know me. I was there because I was called there. I received the telegram and I showed him the telegram again. Like, this, you're reading this, the name is Thaddeus Tech. That is my professor. I work at the library. Someone asked for a translation and I went as a favor. And Thomas is really shaky, like he's reading the telegram, but you can read shit because he's shaking like mad.
Yeah, Francis, you can definitely see that he's distraught and he looks very stressed.
Well, you're just going to sit in that corner until the police arrive.
Okay, I go to sit in the corner.
Okay.
And when I sit, can I have some water? Okay, never mind. And I go back to my notes.
Okay. So you're just looking at your notes? What are you doing, Francis?
Just kind of stood there with my sword.
Okay.
Just
okay.
watching him and watching the door at the same time.
About 40 to 50 minutes pass.
Jesus Christ, that's a slow response time.
Well, it is like nearly 10 p.m. at night. Yeah, an officer arrives, one that you don't recognize, and he just stands by the door. He takes your names first, and then, funnily enough, a gentleman walks in, dressed in quite a nice suit. It's the same detective as you saw last time. And he recognizes you straight away, and he's like... He just looks at you for a second. Almost can't believe what's happening. And then... You again?
Detective, a man made an attempt on my life. And lo and behold, this man, who is also present at the other scene...
He walks in and he looks at Thomas.
Far behind.
Both of you again.
Thomas, hi.
Hello.
And I'm shaking like mad now.
The detective does look at you holding a sword with blood on it and blood on your arm. Would you be able to put down the weapon, sir?
Of course, I only managed to cut myself with this thing anyway.
Okay. He just waits for you to put it down.
Yeah. If you would allow me, detective, to
Of course.
put it in its proper place.
Okay. He just waits for you to do that, and he pulls out his notepad, and again a pen again.
Yeah, and I come out holding my slashed arm, my self-inflicted slashed arm of 42 damage. Jesus.
Mhm.
And I woke up this evening with a bat to the chest. There is a bat on the bed in the bedroom, which was
Okay.
used to strike me on the chest.
Mhm.
I attempted to defend myself with said sword, only managing to injure myself, at which the assailant managed to get the sword. It was at that point that the suspicious young man
Mhm.
entered my home, ran out and picked up a chair and threw it at the floor.
He looks at Thomas and then looks at the floor, looking at the broken chair. Yep.
I then retreated to the living room, where I had placed my gun earlier today,
Yeah.
and I attempted to fire at the assailant, at which point the suspicious young man came towards me with a switchblade.
Mhm.
Upon shooting said man, the young man decided to leave my side and look down the corridor. It was at that point when the man fell dead. I found the police, and I have been looking over the strange young man since.
Yeah. Okay. And he walks over to you, Thomas, and can you tell me your version of the events, sir?
Yeah, I got here because I needed to talk with him, but since it was late, I was just gonna leave a note beneath his door, and I show him the police officer the note that I wrote. But the door was open, and I heard a sound of, I don't know what it was. So I feared that something was happening, and I entered, and that's where I saw the man, and I pointed to the dead body. He was trying to hit him with a bat. So I
Okay.
ran and called for help. I screamed for someone help, and I got a chair and went in the room again. And he had a sword now. So I just tried to throw the chair at him, and then I took my switchblade and I showed the switchblade and put on the floor. Like it's just a tool that I use to, if he tried to hit me, I could fight back.
Okay. And do you know he looks over, he just kneels down next to the man who's been shot. And do you know this person at all? An acquaintance of any of yours?
Do I know him?
No.
No, I don't, sir.
The only person that kind of knows him is Francis, because he delivered something before sneaking into his apartment and trying to kill him.
Yes, this man delivered a message.
He delivered you a message?
Packaged.
Where's
Yes,
the package,
I
sir?
It would be on the kitchen top.
Okay. Detective just checks the body quickly, just confirming the story, obviously, where he's been shot and things. Then he just walks over to the table and has a look. Seems like gibberish to me, but we'll have to take this as evidence. And then he calls in the other police officer, and they put it into like a bag of some kind. Is there anything else? Any other details?
I don't believe so. He didn't say anything.
Okay. Just makes
He was laughing. Did I hear him like laughing like a mad person?
Yes, because he laughed when he turned around, when he picked up the sword, and then he walked in through to try and slash you. So yes, he did.
Officer, I don't know much about it, but I never saw someone trying to murder someone and laugh at the same time. Like, there was two of us and one of him, and he was still laughing.
Okay, thank you. He again just makes note of it. He just looks around, just trying to look for any like signs of like disturbed signs or anything like that. Okay, for now his story checks out, but obviously I got 2 murders now on my hands, and both of you connected to both, kind of. Is there anywhere safe you could stay, sir? He speaks to you, Francis.
Not sure. I have an acquaintance at the theatre, but I haven't seen him today, so I've got no idea where he is.
Okay.
Probably up to his eyes and tits again, but
And then he looks
no,
over
I
to you.
can't think of it.
Okay, sir. And what about you? He turns over to you, Thomas. Is there anywhere? I wouldn't recommend you going back to your apartment. We'll send an officer around just to check, just to be sure. But again, wherever you go, you'll have to notify us in case we need to ask any more questions.
Yeah. Okay. A question. I don't think I have another place to be. Do I?
No. The only places really are library, Professor Thaddeus's office, and your apartment.
Yeah. No, sir. I really don't have any other place to stay. Actually.
Okay. Do you have a landline, sir? He goes
Me?
to you, Francis. He looks at
Okay.
Francis when he says this.
Yes, I called.
Okay.
Police from that line. Is there a direct number I can reach you on?
Yeah.
Detective.
My name is Detective Gerald Davies. And yeah, he gives you his number. I would recommend to stay somewhere private. I'm not sure if you should stay with each other at this point, but at this point in the investigation, we don't really know what's going on, so try to stay with somebody who you know, otherwise we'll have to sort something out for you, but otherwise, I don't know. Something mysterious going on here and I don't like it. Just don't get involved in any of the murders, please.
Okay, it's not we're looking for. This happens.
And do you have a license for that, sir? He looks at the sword.
I was under the impression that the Second Amendment allowed for weaponry. Not to mention that this is an antique and is
Alright.
mainly intended for decorational use.
Alright. He just makes a note of what you said. And then he leaves your apartment, leaves you behind. The officer is standing by the door though, and the other officer is just looking at you. Like 20 minutes, 30 minutes pass, and then a medical crew comes, starts, packing, taking the body away. And he just said, the detective comes back in and just said, you both have to leave now. But otherwise, yeah, we'll contact you if we have any more questions.
So let me pack a few things.
Okay. He does watch you.
Okay.
While you do that.
While the officer are talking, like
Mhm.
Thomas was this entire time like looking at his notes,
Mhm.
and when Francis go to make get his things, like Thomas is like make a little yay, and like scares everyone. Like
Okay.
sorry, and he puts in his notes and go.
Okay. The detective just looks at you curiously and makes more notes.
Keep an eye on him, won't you? He creeps me out.
Yeah, I will keep an eye on him. We'll be keeping an eye on you too, though.
I hope he would. And hope forewarning in case someone else attempts to take my life.
We will, sir. Would you be able to leave now?
I think I have everything I need for a few nights stay at a hotel.
Okay. He just escorts you out, and they've like basically just cornered off the corridor where your apartment was, while like medical staff are going in. The morgue? What do you call the doctor?
Coroner?
Maybe. I can't remember.
Mortician.
Yeah, mortician, sorry, yeah. My mind drew a blank. And yeah, you both leave into the night. Where did you go, Thomas, since you left first?
Okay, I need someone to stay, place to stay. That has to be the same price of my building or cheaper. So I'm going to the building where we found Joseph Williams dead. Because I know that it's cheaper there than... I don't know any other place, do I?
You could try and find out, but yeah, at this late at night, it's the only thing that really crosses your mind.
Yeah, it's just I'm tired and I'm scared, so I don't think that the mother is going to go there, and I'm going to go there, like,
okay,
to see if there's a place I can stay.
You do go there, and the same receptionist is there, and there is an officer on duty outside the building. The receptionist just looks at you very curiously when you walk in. You again?
Yeah. Hi. Do you have any room that I can stay for the night? Yeah.
Yes?
Do you know that the police that came here? They see that we may be in danger, and they told us to come here, to stay here, like everybody in the same place.
So
Then the other guy came, like the big guy.
Yeah, I remember. It's kind of hard to forget. It was only this afternoon.
Yeah. So he should probably be going here too. I don't know. I'm just following orders,
Oh,
It's the police after all.
so the police told you because you're in danger, you have to come back to an establishment where somebody was murdered?
Yeah, you should. I don't know if you know, but the police is watching the building. Like, they don't just see someone murdered and don't leave anyone behind. Like, there's police outside
Okay.
looking at the building. So,
Yeah, sure,
right
I
now,
can hire you a
it's a safe
room.
place.
I can't hire
Yeah.
you the same room, obviously.
Oh, sure. What? That would be weird.
We've got 2B and 2C as free available.
Sure. Yeah, give me anything is
Okay.
fine with me.
Okay. He just gives you the keys to 2C.
Okay.
We don't ask for a deposit, but it's pretty cheap anyway. Would you be able to sign this, sir? He just hands it like a little, like a deposit note, so you can put it in the journal.
Okay, I don't know what I have to do, but I do.
Okay. He just it basically just signs for the keys, basically, and just to say
Okay.
that you'll pay on your exit, depending on how many days you stay
Okay.
or nights. Okay.
Okay, just to clarify, this is cheaper than my building, right?
Yes, it is cheaper than your building, so it's not going to cost you anything, basically.
Okay.
Because it's under your living, what's it called? Your
Expense.
spending
Expense.
level. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. And Francis, where do you go?
I go to a hotel. Good hotel.
A good hotel. Okay. You know the one? There's actually one next to your street in Brown Street. Or would you like to go further than that?
Are there any near the theatre?
Yeah, there's one just behind the theatre, Marsh Street. It's not as nice as Brown Street, but it's good.
I'm going to take one up at Marsh Street so I can walk to work.
Okay.
So I don't want to take a cab.
Okie dokie. Just make a note of that. So that'll be 8 Marsh Street you're staying at. Okay. Yeah, you go in, you get a room. get room 3A. And yeah, what are you both doing now?
Okay, I don't know if I had to, like, manually, but I deciphered the note.
Yes, you did have to do it manually.
Okay, thank God. I was the entire game like, what the fuck, I have to, like, do this. Okay, so I deciphered that, and I don't know what to do with this. I want to go wait for the next day to go talk with the professor.
Okay, and what are you doing, Francis?
And
I'm sleeping off this bad night.
Okay. You did take like half of your health, right, and damage, pretty much.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, my arm is fucked.
Okay. So you managed to get some sort of first aid, I would imagine, before you go to bed. Are you going to wrap it up or anything?
Well, there would have been paramedics at the.
Yes, they would have. Okay. Just give me a second. Okay, so you get 2 health back, and they've managed to bandage it up sufficiently for you. Okay, so you both head to bed for the next day. Okay. While you're both
I have
sleeping.
my revolver with me.
Yes, you do.
Okay.
Have you got your switchblade ready, Thomas?
Yep.
Okay. Okay. Can you both give me a power roll?
Oh, power roll.
Yeah.
Yes, me. That's.
Okay. Okay, Francis.
Man.
You have a fairly uneventful night, apart from seeing images of a man standing over you, and then the dream kind of fades into a man on a bed, missing a tongue with blood spurting out. So that's your kind of uneventful night. Yeah.
That was uneventful. Oh my God.
Thomas, again, you have the same dreams, but they seem far more intense, and you just have this reoccurring dream which keeps waking you up throughout the night of the man managing to stab you with the sword that he was holding. And also, you have a very strange dream of lying in bed in your old house. Your parents said goodnight to you, and you went to bed, and then in the middle of the night, you're frozen, like you were in in Francis's apartment, and you were frozen with fear as this dark figure with a white mask just seems to float over the bed and just stares down at you, and you keep having this reoccurring dream throughout the night, and you do not get much sleep. And actually, you wake up with a lot of sweat. Can you give me a sanity roll?
Oh shit.
Okay. Oh, you take another 4 points of sanity. How much have you lost?
And I'm total.
Yeah, in total.
9. I'm below 10%.
That's
Like I took 10% off.
Okay. But it's in one
So-
time, right?
I believe it's 10% in one roll.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
20%
No.
in one.
I'm 56 now.
No, okay. So you've only lost 9 in total at the moment. Okay. But you have had an incredibly bad night so far. And yeah, you both
Incredibly bad day and a night.
Yes. You both wake up in the morning, apart from, fairly uneventful nights for Francis, kind of. Last game, Arthur, you were contacted by Professor Thaddeus Thatch, who had a problem, and he was very concerned about a missing colleague, Dr. Ashton Wells, who's a professor of literary studies at Arkham Miskatonic University. You met with him, you spoke to him for a bit, and he gave you a telegram that he received from a Joseph Williams asking for help. Scholarly aid he requested for. Professor Thaddeus Thatch told you that he needed help in translation. So you went to Busley, the Busley Hotel on 5 French Hill Street, where you saw a large man walk into the building, which was Francis Darling. So Liam, if you remember correctly, you went to work theatre that morning, and Chris Jules looked happier than usual, and he had a bit of a look of money in his eye. And again, he had been contacted by the same man. He had a telegram directly addressed to you, talking about being able to potentially use his contacts in the film industry to get you a position of being a star, of being a movie actor, something you've been wanting to do for a long time. So you were interested. You helped out with the rehearsals of a new play that they're trying to put on, and then you went over to Busley Hotel 2. You both entered the building. Liam, you just spoke to the front guy and went upstairs. Arthur, you used the pretense of a delivery, if I remember correctly.
Yep.
And fast talked your way upstairs, making the situation a little bit weird, but not too weird. And then you stood next to Francis Darling, who was knocking on the door and calling Joseph Williams names, which was the first time you met each other. Again, you tried to break into the room without much success. Liam managed to persuade the receptionist downstairs to give you the key. You entered and saw a horrific sight of a man dead on the bed. Francis Darling reported it to the police, while Thomas, you looked about the room and found a few documents and a business card. Police came, interviewed you. You weren't suspects right then and there, but there was some concern. Thomas, you went back to the university, spoke to Professor Thaddeus Thatch. Then you went to the library without much success. Then you visited the office of Joseph Williams, which was currently locked. But the receptionist did show you about just to check to see if Joseph Williams was there or not. And he told you that there was a letter waiting for him from a Mr. Nolan, or there was a letter for Mr. Nolan. You weren't quite sure, but you failed in persuading the receptionist in letting you see that letter. After that, you went to check out Armitage Street, which was Dr. Ashton Wells' house. Again, without much success. It was locked, it was dark, it was raining. While this was happening, Francis, you went back to the theatre. You had a bit of a concerned discussion with Chris Jules, who seemed a little bit more concerned than you. And then you left for the evening and went to a fancy club called the Swan Club, which is the only club in town which the police kind of turn a blind eye to in regards to the consumption of alcohol. And you even saw the detective there that had interviewed you after the report at the Busley Hotel. After that, after that you went home. PTSD started kind of to kick in. You had some drink, you listened to some music, and then you went to bed. Thomas, you went to Francis Darling's house after visiting the theatre and managed to persuade the receptionist, the front guy, to give you the address of Francis Darling. You went to visit him, only to find that Francis Darling was currently being woken up by a man beating him with a club. After a battle of, should I say, acrobatics and a sword and an arm, you managed to run in, grab a chair, throw a chair at the intruder, and Francis Darling managed to cut himself and run away and grab his gun and managed to shoot the man dead. Then you both reported this to the police. Again, the same detective came with another officer, interviewed you. A little bit more suspect now, but they warned you to stay somewhere not known to people and Again, not to really tell anybody apart from the police. Francis Darling, you want to stay at a nice hotel on 8 Marsh Street, apartment room 3A. And Thomas, you want to stay at Buzzley Hotel, where the first murder had happened. You both had fairly uneventful nights. Again, Francis, just to recap, you dreamt you had images of what had happened in the previous day. You know, the murder, the guilt about shooting a man and killing him, about seeing a man dead on a bed. And Arthur, you had the same dreams, but you had a slightly more intense dream towards the end of the night, where there was a dark figure standing over you wearing a white mask.
Yeah, I want to. If I wake up, I want to make like a draw of the mask, if that's possible.
Okay. Yeah, you can certainly try that. You can try that. Okay, so it is now the morning, 8 a.m. Well, just before 8 a.m. We will start with you, Arthur, then, since you said you were going to draw. Or do you want to draw that? And we'll start with Francis.
Okay.
Okay. Francis, you wake up in your hotel room after having a bit of a disturbing night's sleep. What are your plans?
What day is it today? Is it a weekday or a weekend?
Let me just double check. I did have it written down. It was, if I remember correctly, September the 8th, 1925. I can't remember which day we said it was, but I think we said it was towards the weekend, so I'll say Friday.
Friday.
Yeah.
Okay. I imagine I'm going to be heading off for rehearsals for the weekend's opening.
Okay. So you go back to the theatre?
Yep.
Okie dokie. So yeah, Francis, you go
So
back
I'm going
to...
to stop off for breakfast first.
Okay. Where do you stop off for breakfast?
There should be a place near the square that I usually go to before work.
Yeah. It's quite a multicultural area as well. There's like loads of French vendors selling French bread. There's soup. There's German sausages. There's quite a selection.
I'll be grabbing a soup.
Okay. So yeah, you grab a soup, and it is quite chilly, and it is, again, it's still raining from the previous day. Okay, and you head over to the theatre. Everyone looks a bit busy. Again, you can't see Chris Jules anywhere, but that's not really odd because he's a busy man and he's always basically trying to control absolutely everything at the theatre. However, there does seem to be a bit of a hustle and bustle. There seems to be a bit of excitement in the theatre today.
Oh. Is there a crowd?
Yeah. You can see a crowd of a lot of the newer actors, the ones that you met the previous day. There's Carmen Frost as well, and she's there speaking. She's there standing speaking to them.
I'm gonna walk on over, use my height to my advantage.
Okay. Yeah, you stride over.
Just listening in for the first few things, so I can hear.
Okay. You hear them speaking. You hear them mention a movie that's coming out today, later tonight, and some of the members of the theatre have been invited to go to the opening, to the red carpet viewing. And you hear the name again. You hear Lon Chaney, and you hear Phantom of the Opera.
Does anybody say who is invited?
No, nobody. No, but you do see Carmen, and she has a card in her hand, and she's talking to them as well. Again, she's quite beautiful, and she always wears like furs or something, apart from obviously when she's rehearsing. But at the moment, she doesn't look like she's currently staying for rehearsals. She looks like she's just here visiting, talking, and then about to leave for business or to leave for some reason. She still has her coat on.
Staying today, Carmen?
Oh! Hello, Francis. And just for reference as well, I forgot to do this last lesson. I'm not teaching right now. Sorry.
I was hoping I'd never hear those words ever again.
Sorry. Just for reference, I actually do have photos of everyone, which I totally forgot to send you guys. Okay. That's what Carmen looks like.
Okay.
You can see that in Discord?
Yep.
Okay, cool. So yeah, Carmen just looks over to you and she says, "Oh, Francis, have you sorry. Have you been invited?"
I can't say I've gotten the news yet.
"Oh, Chris probably has your card." And then she just looks at the card. Again, it's like looks like a very well-made business card. It's got indents on it. It looks like silver leaf around the edges, and it just has her name, and then invited to attend the premiere of Phantom of the Opera at Miskatonic Globe Cinema tonight at 8 p.m.
Oh, where's Chris then?
He was talking to some police officers, I think. Well, I came in a little bit earlier than usual. He's talking to some police officers, and then I don't know. He looked a bit worried, and then I know he left for a while. I think he came back. I think he may be in his office. I think.
Thanks, Carmen. I should probably talk to him then.
Okay. Maybe I'll see you tonight.
Oh, with hope you should see me tonight.
Okay, that'll be nice.
I give her a slight wink as I
Okay.
head on off to Chris's office.
Okay. You head over to Chris's office. Again, there seems to be a lot of the newer actors looking quite hopeful and not as drained as the more senior staff who are trying to train them up, who are trying to teach them the ropes quite literally behind stage. You do find Chris's office, and there's a light on his office window. You can see light pouring out.
I give a knock and open the door.
Okay. Yeah, you just give a quick knock and you open the door. "Oh, Francis. It's nice to see you. Come in, sit down." He just points towards a chair opposite him. He seems to like ruffling through some papers. He has another bottle of brandy just open. "Do you want a drink?"
I've had enough. For the time being, I'm still sleeping over last night.
"Oh, fairly understood. I just think I need a drink."
You have a rough night last night, then?
Apparently there was some people snooping around the theater. One of the actors went missing. One of the newer ones, anyway. And I had to speak to some police officers this morning. They also mentioned you, just asking your whereabouts. Stressful.
Hold. Somebody went. Who went missing?
One of the newer actors. Apparently one of the senior staff was working with him late last night, and before they could even finish, he just disappeared in the theater.
What time was that?
I wasn't here myself, but I can remember the police mentioning, I think it was about 7-ish, 8-ish, I'm not entirely sure. And then he just takes another large gulp from the brandy glass. Stressful day.
We wouldn't happen to have any competitors, would we?
competitors. We're the only theatre in
Opening up.
town.
None opening up anywhere.
Not to my knowledge, and you know that I like to keep a pulse on the... Well, a finger on the pulse of the city. I don't think so. I could maybe put in some questions. Why do you think that, Francis? Why do you say that?
I was attacked last night.
You were attacked last night?
They broke into my home.
Hmm.
I killed him.
What? He just
Yeah,
looks almost pale, as in, who am I talking to right now? This is not the Francis that I knew. Francis, you killed
He
him, man?
tried to kill me.
Wow.
It was in self-defense. Oh,
Did the
God.
police know about this?
yeah. I phoned them after it happened.
Oh,
You don't think it's related, do you?
what is related? The disappearance? The...
Yeah.
I honestly don't have a clue right now. I wouldn't know what to think.
I think I will take that drink, Chris.
Okay, he already had a glass there. He just pours you some brandy and then just like pushes it towards you.
Am I in danger?
And I honestly don't know. But I have a few contacts. I could. He's just like, almost like just rubbing his chin, just trying to think about a million different scenarios and why the theatre could be targeted. I don't know. Oh, but I have this for you. He just opens his drawer and he pulls out 2 cards and he hands them to you. Again, you've just seen them. What Common had. You have 2 invitations. You have an invitation to the premiere opening at the Miskatonic Globe Cinema tonight at 8 p.m. for the Phantom of the Opera showing, and you have a +1 as well, a guest pass for anybody that you would like to take.
I assume that's everyone of importance here has got one of these.
Yeah, I got one myself, but I'm not sure where I can go. I'm a bit concerned about the theatre right now.
If the theatre is being attacked, wouldn't it be best to be in a crowded place, surrounded by people who can see you?
True, but I want to start. I might take the day off and try to find out what's going on. Where are you staying right now? Are you not staying at your apartment?
No, the front door's trash and it's being treated as a scene, plus... Oh god, the blood. I'm at
He pours you some more brandy.
I'm at the Marsh Street Hotel,
Okay.
just around the
He
corner.
just quickly makes a note of that. I think it's probably best not to tell anybody else that. Does anybody else know where you're staying?
Just the police.
Okay,
Oh, and this
that's good.
guy.
Guy?
He was at my home as well. I told you about him. He was at the where Joseph Williams died.
Oh,
He was there
yeah.
as well.
He said there was a delivery guy or something.
Yeah. He turned up at my house as well last night when I was being attacked.
Did he... What was he there for? Did he say?
No. No, he never did say. How did he know where I lived?
To my knowledge, the only people who know is, well, me, Carmen, a few of the senior staff, obviously the admin staff and the front house all know where you are, just in case, you know, you don't turn up for rehearsals or anything.
Was he here last night?
I'm not sure. You could... Well, I could check, or you could check with the staff, maybe? Possibly.
I think I will.
If he was, though, somebody went missing. Maybe. And again, he just thinks and starts drinking.
It's becoming more of a coincidence than I am liking at the moment.
I know what you mean. You'll have to excuse me, Francis. He just gets up, he just drinks, he just downs the rest of the glass of brandy. Help yourself, Francis. You can stick around for rehearsals, but it's been a stressful day, and I understand. I need to go and ask some questions. And he leaves the office and just gives you a nod.
I think we're going to stick around for rehearsals, so I'm just near people.
Okay. So yeah, you go outside and move up to the crowd and start rehearsing. Thomas, we'll go to you.
Okay. I just made a scroll of the dream.
Okay.
And I'm going to the university. I want to talk with Professor Thatch.
Okay. Yeah, you go to the university. It's Friday. You know that usually on a Friday he hangs around about the library, usually doing some reading or some sort of research. And again, just for reference, because I do have these photos, this is what Professor Thaddeus Thatch looks like.
Okay.
Okay. So yeah, you go to the library, and yeah, you can see him. He's in his usual study area at his usual desk with a pile of books. Yeah, he's just there reading with a pot of tea.
Okay, I go to him, like, Professor.
Oh. Hello.
Good morning, Professor.
Good morning. Would you like some tea?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah,
I want to look around. This is a private area, like there is a niche in the library, or it's just...
Yes, it is. So it's not part of the public area. To get past here, you do have to. It's not a restricted section really. It's a study area that you have to either be at the university as a staff member, or you have to hire, or well, not hire, but you have to book a certain area. So you can't just come here and use it. You have to book this in advance.
Okay.
But yeah, he's at a study area with a pot of tea and loads of books. Sit down, Thomas.
I sit down, and Professor, I deciphered the message, and I'm gonna put my note and the original note.
Okay.
Do I have to say what the note says?
Yeah.
Okay, so here, Professor, it says here, Joseph Williams, you need to stop looking into the disappearance of Professor Ashton Wells. If you do not, we will have to take drastic measures in ensuring your silence, including the punishment of your family that live in Boston. We will be watching.
My family? Oh God, it's getting worse.
No, I don't think it's for you. I think it's for Joseph Williams.
Oh, good. And then he's like, I have an aunt in Boston. We didn't really get along, but still.
Yeah, I think we should contact them or try to look for them, because Ashton Wells is dead. And
Ashton Wells is dead?
Oh no, sorry. Joseph Williams.
Oh. Yeah, I remember you telling me.
The detective is dead, so does that mean that his family is hurt?
I wouldn't honestly have a clue. I didn't work with them that closely. I just hired him to look into this disappearance. I'm not entirely sure. I know he has an office in town, or maybe I could stop by there. I'm not entirely sure. Did you?
Do you know?
Go
did you know his partner?
His partner?
Yeah, I forgot his name. What was his name?
Nolan.
Yeah, Nolan. Mr. Nolan. Do you know him?
I met him once or twice when I was meeting with him. He was a lot younger. He looked rough around the edges. I didn't really speak with him. at any length, but yeah, I met him once or twice.
Yeah, I went to Joseph Wells. Joseph. Oh,
Mm-hmm.
Joseph Williams' office, and there was a letter to Mr. Nolan. I I wasn't able to read the letter, but I don't know. I went to check the Professor Ashton Wells' house, but there was no one there. And then I remember. Oh, remember the guy that I talked to about the Francis Darling?
Yes,
that was
the actor.
Yeah, something
Yes.
happened yesterday.
What happened?
I just went to his house because I was starting to decipher this note. So I went to there to leave a note to him that I should talk to him later because we need everyone.
Okay.
We are able. And when I got there, his door was open. There was a man trying to kill him in his house.
A man tried to murder. Oh my god, this is getting worse. This is getting out of hand. He just has a. He's like trying to think of what to do. Thomas, maybe you could stop by Joseph Williams' office. If you mention, I don't know. If you mention to the receptionist that you're here on behalf of myself, maybe they might let you speak with Nolan, or at least let you into the office.
I went into the office, but I couldn't find anything of interest there.
Okay.
Everything was fine, it was like that for a long time. Like no one was using the office for some time.
Okay. Curious.
I don't know what would happen because I wasn't at my house last night.
Okay.
And I'm staying elsewhere. But if Joseph Williams was in danger, maybe Mr. Nolan is too. And maybe you are too. I don't know.
That's a fair
We just
point.
have to be careful now.
Okay. Are you still staying at your home, or?
No, I'm staying elsewhere.
Okay, that's probably safe.
Do you know any relatives of Ashton Wells? Professor Ashton Wells? Because we could look into his house.
I know he used to have a wife, but I'm pretty sure that she moved to New York, I think, on business, but she doesn't really come to visit regularly. I know their relationship was quite strained. But no, he doesn't have any immediate family. I know he had a daughter as well, but she moved to Europe, I think. Curious.
Professor, could you look into this? It's just something, and I'm gonna hand him the draw of the drink that I had.
Okay.
Do you know any symbol or anything? Have you ever seen this?
He looks at the drawing that you've made. No, not really. This is not really my area of expertise. What is it? Where did you see this image?
No, it's just something that I saw it in a book. It doesn't matter. I'm just trying to figure out if it was something that exists.
Oh, okay. Again, it's not really my area of expertise. If it was in a book, ironically, that would be Ashton Wells' area of expertise. Or if it's mythology, maybe one of the other professors. Yeah, I don't know what it is, so I'm not entirely sure what to recommend to you, Thomas.
Could we look into Professor Ashton Wells' office here in the university?
Actually, we could do that. He hands you a letter.
Okay.
well, sorry, like an envelope, sorry, and it has a key in it, and it says, I was actually thinking about looking myself, but you could check for me actually. He just hands you the envelope, and it's got a key in, and it's to Professor Ashton Wells' office. Do you know which department it is?
Do I know?
You do. You know the university campus well enough. It's in Department 5. It's the Department of Literature.
Yeah, Professor. I know how to get there.
Good.
Professor, I really don't know what is happening, but take care of yourself.
You too, Thomas. Especially if you've been around 2 incidents now. Just be careful, and if the police need any help or they ask you any questions, just stick around them as much as you can. I'll try and do some research as well. I know there was a young lady that Joseph Williams was in contact with as well, but I'm not entirely sure who she is or what she does. I'm not entirely certain. Again, he just...
Have you seen her?
I've seen her in the library once or twice. I've seen her on campus.
Okay, I know. I would describe the girl that I always see.
Mm-hmm.
Is the same?
You can see in his eyes, it rings a bell. He notices the details that you're saying. Yes, I think so, yes. It sounds very similar to the woman I've seen. Where have you seen her?
Professor? Yeah, she comes here a lot, like I think every day she's here. In the day that I went to the office of Williams,
mm-hmm.
where you sent me,
yes.
She was here at the library, but she was very soon. She never come here that soon because she was already leaving, and the library was barely open. So
maybe you could speak to the library staff if they...
Yeah, I will try to speak to them.
Again, very curious. I don't really have any answers. It's very frustrating that all we have is questions.
Well, it's time to find some answers.
I agree, Thomas. He goes back to his books. I have to take some notes for a lecture at the moment, but maybe we could meet up later today. And where are you staying?
Yeah. Where I'm staying? I don't know. I don't know the name.
Busley Hotel.
Yeah, I'm at the Busley Hotel.
Okay, I'm not entirely sure where that is, but okay, I can easily find it. Good luck, Thomas, and please try to keep yourself safe.
You too, Professor.
Okay. And
okay,
he goes back to his books and starts taking notes again.
Okay. I go to the library staff, like the one that I have most talk and ask about the girl.
Okay. So yeah, you know Fred. Oh, hey Thomas. Where were you yesterday? We didn't see you around the library.
Oh yeah, I'm just helping Professor Thatch with something. So.
Ah, okay. What can I help you with?
Do you know that girl that comes here every now and then?
There's a lot of girls and boys and professors and...
Oh yeah, I described the girl. I don't really know the description of the girl yet, but...
Okay.
I would do that later.
You know that she has fairly short hair, but it's quite messy looking. She usually wears smart looking clothes, but they don't look like they've been really taken care of, and she always looks pretty tired. But she looks a little bit... Again, she looks quite pretty, but always looking tired and worked.
Okay, yeah, is a girl with short hair. Is a little messy, and she always looks tired. She must read a lot. I don't know. She just come here, get some books, and go out?
He just thinks... not sure. Do you know like what time of day she usually comes? Do you know, like,
Yeah,
any specifics?
I know. Do I?
Yeah, she's usually in the morning. Apart from again yesterday, she was there before the library even opened.
Yeah. Yeah, she comes here around the morning.
Again, he just like checks, like he does have like a logbook which you've used yourself. If people want to borrow books or borrow any journals or research notes or anything like that, people usually have to sign them out. He just like flicks through the book. There's nothing really signed out. I'm not entirely
Okay, let's do.
Yeah.
Let's do this. I gonna grab my notebook and I wanna make a note, like we request your presence in the Thaddeus Tadge office at the Miskatonic University, and I'm gonna hand to him. Say, if you see her, it's a girl, short hair, little messy. She always look tired. She's pretty.
Okay.
Give this to her.
Okay.
If you see her, give this to her. So we need really to talk to her.
Yeah, sure, no problem, Thomas. Is it urgent? So, what's going on?
No, I just for some work for Professor Thatch. It's nothing. It's nothing urgent. It's just we need to speak to her, but we don't know her name.
Oh, okay. Sure, I'll do that for you. Can you just give me a
Thanks.
persuade roll as well?
Persuade.
Yeah.
Okay, I did wrong, I think.
Wow.
No, I
no,
did.
you didn't, dude. That is. Wow. Okay. Yeah, of course I will. No problem. No problem, Thomas.
Thanks.
Make sure you take that off, by the way, because that's like the luckiest roll in the world.
Okay. And I'm going to go to Professor Ashton Wells' office.
Okay. You head to Department 5, which is a building on. It's not opposite the university library, but it's close to it. Again, there's a lot of students and there's a lot of people. Again, there's a hustle and bustle. There's a lot of crowds, a lot of excitement. Just passing people, you hear. There's a lot of professors returning to the university today from summer expeditions. From Egypt, from across Europe. There's a lot of rare items, archaeological discoveries being brought back to the university, which are going to be shown in the local museums. There's just static in the air. There's a lot of excitement in the air.
Can I see? I can see the artifacts.
Not here. Usually they are in private sections. They're not out to be seen. Yeah.
I thought it was for display. Okay.
But yeah, you find your way to the part of the building, where the professors' offices are. And yeah, you find the office of Professor Ashton Wells.
Okay, I unlock the door and go in.
Okay, you unlock the door and you go in. Just as you go in, can you give me a listen roll?
Oh, yeah. And I fail.
Okay. You do notice there's quite a lot of dust in here, and there's just a very odd how to say, stale smell, as if there was a lot of water in here previously, and it was sitting for a long time, and it just smells very stale and very dusty.
Okay. Can I have a description of the room? Like I'm at the door.
Mm-hmm. You're at the door.
What do I see?
Directly in front of you, there's a small welcome mat. Again, very dusty. The rest of the floor is made of just wooden floorboards. Towards the back of the room, you can see a window looking to like a courtyard in the middle of the other offices. And there's a tree in the courtyard. To your right, to the right of the door, there's like a small writing desk and a few books. And then on the right-hand side wall, there is a bookshelf. It's got many books stacked on. It's got some like scrolls. It's got some, how to say, like scripts, but scripts that have been written rather than scripts that have just come out of a book directly. And his desk is in the middle of the room. And again, there's just like a decanter that's currently empty. There's a teapot there which is empty. There's a few papers, again, just all covered in dust. And the chair, which is currently pushed up against the window, but it isn't near the desk. But everything is like, there's a thin layer of dust over everything.
Okay. What floor am I?
Second floor.
Second floor.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, I'm gonna leave the door open.
Okay.
Because I'm a little paranoid as of now.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna look at his table.
Okay. You look at his table. Again, you can see several papers. Just talking about different Shakespearean texts. You can see that it's his lecture notes, very similar to what you've seen Professor Thaddeus Thatch make before. But towards the end of the writing, his handwriting seems to get a bit more erratic. Can you give me an intelligence roll?
Okay.
Okay. So yeah, towards the end of the writing of the pages that you can see, it seems that his handwriting seems rushed. It seems messier than the rest of the writing, and then just trails off the page as if... You're not entirely sure, but you would guess that he was in a rush for something. He had to go quite urgently. There's now you're at the side of the desk. You can see there's a couple of drawers on either side, and you can see a key on the desk as well, under one of the papers.
I'm gonna grab the key.
Okay. You pick up the key. Yeah.
Normally, I don't know. These types of university, the keys are like a standard, like shape or something. It match his office key.
No, it doesn't. And yes, you're right. Any of the keys used for any of the buildings on the campus, there's a slight imprint on the edge of the key, which clearly states Miskatonic University. It says like, if lost, please post to, and then it gives you an address for like if any like lost and found for the university. And it usually has a serial code on the back. This one doesn't have any of that. It's just a straightforward, simple silver key with the numbers 313 written on the back.
Okay.
And that's it.
303.
313.
Okay. There is, like in his table, drawers, or...
Yeah. You can search through those.
Yeah.
Okay. Which one do you go first? The left drawer or the right drawer?
Left one.
Okay, yeah, the left one opens. Again, you can just see a few more papers, and you can see like a few files just stacked in there. And towards the back, you can see a very small bottle of something that looks half empty. Again, alcoholism seems that it's quite a common thing amongst the professors that you've seen so far. And that's all you find in the left drawer.
Okay, right drawer.
Okay. In the right drawer, you can see a few more papers, but one of them does stand out to you. You see this. Can you see that?
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. You see this.
Okay, it's in Latin.
Yes, it is in Latin. And
So
some other language you don't understand.
Can I make a language roll to see what is...
Yes, you can. Give me a Latin roll.
Okay.
Okay, remember to tick the skills that you succeed in. Yes, you do manage to get a basic translation of what it says. I will just send you a quick message on Discord with the translation. There you go.
Okay, I got it.
Okay. Again, some of the grammar is odd. The way it's been written, you're not entirely sure if the person who wrote this has either used a very old form of Latin or has used... there's some inconsistencies in the use of Latin in this page that you found.
Okay, I'm gonna keep this. Anything else on the drawer?
There's nothing else of note. There's just a load of empty papers. That was the only thing that really struck you as odd in the right drawer.
Okay. Okay, let me see if I remember. The room when I got in, there's a little desk in my right with a bookshelf. His table is in the center of the room. In the left side of the room, is there anything? I
No.
don't remember.
So the door was towards the left side of the room. So that on the left hand side of the room, there's just a straight door leading, a wall leading up to the window, and then on the right there's everything. To the right of that, there's everything I've just described.
Okay, there is no bathroom here.
No, there's no bathroom. It's just an office, just a place of work.
Okay. I go to the other desk.
Okay.
To see if I can find anything.
You go to the writing desk. Sat on there's an Underwood typewriter. It looks in very excellent condition. And there's a few other papers. Some of it look like it's written on. Some of it just looks blank. And just a few books. Again, Shakespearean texts, books on Renaissance, aged literature, things like that.
Okay, and the bookshelf?
On the bookshelf, again, it tells pretty much the same story. A lot of literary texts, a lot of literary theory, research texts. Some of them that he's published himself. Again, just covered in a thin layer of dust. Nothing looks disturbed, and it looks like whenever or whoever's discovered that he was missing, the office hasn't been touched or looked in since then.
Okay, I'm gonna go back to the papers that I saw first, with the. And what does it say? It's notes from his expedition or something.
Okay.
Okay, better. I'm gonna make this better. I'm gonna try to search for any information about the expedition.
Okay. Can you give me a spot hidden roll? Looking through all of these papers. Actually, no. Spot hidden or library use. It's your choice.
I just did spot hidden.
You do find some mention of an archaeological expedition to Egypt. And you do... Give me a second so I can find my note. You do get mention of a Professor Walter Alice that he was working with at some point on this expedition.
What's his name? Sorry.
Professor Walter Alice.
Okay.
And something I forgot to mention, on the bookshelf there is actually a portrait of Ashton Wells, and this is what he looks like. A very stern, serious looking man.
Okay. DM, a question.
Yeah.
Last session, I got a tick in the spot hidden.
Yeah.
And now I succeed again, but it's already marked.
Yeah, you don't get any other marks. If it's ticked, it's ticked. So at the end of this session, we'll do a development phase. So we'll do some skill improvements at the end of this lesson. Not lesson, game. Sorry. I'm not teaching right now. Yeah. Just answer your question.
Okay. I'm gonna grab the papers and put in my bag.
Okay.
And I'm gonna leave the office.
Okay. When you leave the office, can you give me another spot hidden roll? Extreme success. Okay, wow. Towards the window, just as you're about to close the door, you see something quickly move at the window.
At the window?
At the window.
Of the second floor.
Of the second floor.
Oh. Okay. I'm gonna go to the window.
Okay. You go to the window.
Like, is a pure window? There's no drapes or nothing?
There was no drapes. It was there. Well, there were drapes, but they're just open. Like nobody's disturbed. Nobody's touched anything since he
Okay.
disappeared. You look out of the window. It's currently raining. You can see a tree in the middle of this like small courtyard in between the offices. And there's a few benches outside. And you can't see anything. There's nothing. Yeah, there doesn't appear to be anything there. Give me intelligence roll.
Okay. Oh, wait. Oh, man.
Wow, today is the lucky day. Okay. You just think it was a bird of some kind. That's all you can really think of at this point. What it could be, it's on the second floor. You look directly below the window, and there's no ladders. There's nothing explaining that somebody could be there. So you just put it down to, it must have just been a bird.
Okay. So I'm gonna leave the room, lock it,
Okay.
and I'm gonna take some time with Professor Stromwell's notes.
Okay.
I have to read some notes now.
So yeah, you go over his notes and things. Francis, we go back to you. I'd say since we spoke, about an hour and a half roughly has just passed. So what are you currently doing? You still with the crowd in the theatre?
I'm trying to organise this lot while Chris Jules is out.
Okay.
Somewhat
Yeah.
take on the role of director.
Okay. There's a couple of there's an understudy and there is another actor currently arguing. Is that no? You stepped on my lines. Why do you keep stepping on my lines? They're my lines. You're the understudy. Right now, you're just a background character. You're not supposed to do anything. And they seem like the more senior staff members just talking down to this newer understudy.
What's the reputation of this senior member like?
As in the theatre, as an actor, or do you mean as a person? Or both?
I suppose both. Is he like a prima donna?
So acting wise, he's a bit of a prima donna, and he usually gets the comic roles, but he loves playing them up. He loves hamming up the roles. As a person, he's also a prima donna, and he's a bit hot-tempered. And he's a good actor, but that's the only reason people really put up with him.
Yeah. I'll lay off the new blood. He's only trying. What line was he stepping on?
What line was he stepping on? Francis?
Pardon?
What line was he stepping on?
What do you mean?
So it was an original work? Is it The Cavalier?
Yes.
Ah, okay. It's the main character. So in Act 3, Part 2, my character makes this monologue, and the other characters, they're just supposed to sing and hum at the correct points to ham up again, to just enhance my performance. And he keeps saying my lines. He's the understudy. He shouldn't be doing that.
Yeah, you really shouldn't be doing that. If you do that on a day, could pull attention away from the main character, pull attention in the wrong place, could
Okay.
make things out of tempo.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, your reputation here and your career would not bode well if you start improvising on the day.
Oh, okay. Thank you, Mr. Francis, sir. He just looks very sheepish, as in he's just been verbally attacked by one member and then told off by another senior member. Okay, I promise I won't do anything more. I'll stick to the lines. I'll stick to the script. I'm sorry, Francis, sir.
Good. There's always next time to try and apply for better roles. I understand that you're maybe unhappy with a background role, but we all start somewhere.
No. I'm sorry. I promise I'll tone it down. I'm sorry.
Good.
Again, he just looks sheepish, and the other man who is a bit hot-tempered, he just walks off like He just walks off to the green room to the side, and he's just helping himself to like sundries, tea, coffee, etc.
Between you and me, guy's a bit of a prick.
I didn't want to say it myself, but yeah.
We'll get used to him.
Okay.
You'll put up with him. We'll eventually ignore him.
Thanks, Francis. Did you hear about the person who got missing?
I did. Didn't know him, did you?
I did. Charlie, he wouldn't have just gone missing like that. You know, he has a few gambling problems, I know, but he doesn't really. He's got a nice girlfriend. He wouldn't just go missing.
Was he acting strange yesterday?
Last couple of days he's been acting a bit off. He usually knows his script. He knows his lines 100%. He never forgets them. And for some reason the last couple of days I don't know, it's like his mind's been a bit, what's the word, preoccupied? Like,
Distant and vacant?
yeah, exactly. Like he's not fully there. He's thinking about something else constantly. It could be a girl, I suppose, but more likely probably his gambling problems, really. I'm not entirely sure. I hope he comes back soon anyway. At least then I'll have somebody else to face, as you said, the prick with.
Yeah. I hope he comes back too as well. Rather anxious myself.
Me too. Just for reference, in this play, is there any murders or assassinations or points where like weapons or anything are used?
Yes. Yes, this is set in the American Civil War.
Okay.
There are a couple of sword duels between officers. A general gets backstabbed.
Okay.
And Leslie's character, who's a colonel, gets shot by a firing squad at the end.
Okay. Just good to know.
Yep. So I look forward to getting killed by real bullets at the end.
Nope.
By not cultists.
By not cultists. Just a guy, not cultist. Generic random Mr. Cultist. That was his name actually, Mr. Cultist. Yeah, the understudy he just gives you a nod and he heads off to the green room as well. It's starting to get to around about 10:30 a.m. Usually it's roughly the time everybody has a bit of a break in rehearsals. Can you give me a spot hidden roll?
I can. Not really.
Okay. Towards the back area, again, it's like the backstage area where you know Chris Jules' officers, and you see one of the new actors as well. He just seems to be just walking down, just towards the backstage area. He just appears to be not going to where everybody else is, which seems to be, there's like two green rooms to either side, which are used just for like refreshments, for breaks and things. But there's just this newer guy just seems to be wandering at the back.
Strange. How new is he?
You've never seen his face before.
Oh. That's strange. Is there anybody else around that I do recognise?
Carmen's not that. Again, you saw Charlie. Let me double check my notes.
Charlie's the one who went missing.
Sorry, yeah, you saw Fred. Sorry, not Charlie. Oh yeah, you do see Georgie actually.
Georgie.
Yeah, he's another one of the senior members, but he's not rehearsing today. You know that in the last play, and actually during these rehearsals, he can't actually take part because he had a bit of a stage role gone wrong, which actually reminds you of what happened in your apartment, and he did sprain his knee, so it's actually quite painful, and he can't. He's quite a physical person, and he usually does quite physical roles, but at the moment he can't do this. And again, just for reference, this is what Georgie looks like.
Okay. I'm gonna approach him and ask him, have you seen that guy before?
Oh, who are you talking about?
The guy in the back, near Jules' office.
He looks over. No, I ain't seen him too. He goes to stand up to walk over and he goes, ah, my knee. God damn it.
You alright?
Yeah, he just he pulls out a little little metal box. And you know he's got some medicine in there, and you know that this guy uses a little bit of snuff from time to time as well. What do you think of that?
I mean, it's not snuff. It's fine.
Okay.
It's not tobacco.
He just pulls out some tablets, takes them, and then he takes some snuff. I hope I can get back to work soon.
Yeah,
Otherwise Chris will throw me out into the street. Yeah, me too. How's rehearsals going?
We're getting there. Should be set for tomorrow night.
Good. And then again, he's just rubbing his knee, and it looks quite as if a strong man has had his pride hurt, which makes sense.
Yeah. That's nothing. You want to see what I did last night?
What did you do last night?
I roll up my sleeve and show my arm.
Jesus, friend, was that in rehearsals? Using the blades again?
No, I got an accident with that 17th century rapier.
Oh, I remember you showing us that when you first got it.
Mm-hmm.
What happened?
Yeah.
You doing a stage roll or something?
No, it just fell off the wall. It startled me. I rolled out of bed and.
Why do you have it above your bed?
Yeah, it looks nice there. It didn't have any space in my living room wall.
He just slaps you on the back. You're crazy, Francis. You crazy Brits.
Regardless. I'll see you later.
Okay. He just looks a bit odd at you. Okay. So that's the way you reacted. Wow, okay. Today seems just crazy for the rolls, okay? Are you okay, Francis?
I think I will be.
You look a bit off. There's something you're not telling me?
Yeah. Yeah, I'll tell you when it's a bit easier to tell.
Okay. Just to let you know, I'm here for you, buddy. I'm not really in rehearsals right now, but you can always talk to me.
I'll keep that in mind.
Okay. Again, he starts walking off to the back area. Or to the green room, sorry.
Yeah. I'm just gonna sit in the concert seats and just space out.
Okay. So you space out. We'll go back to Thomas. Arthur? Hello?
He's on
Oh,
mute.
sorry.
Oh,
It was on mute.
Yeah, it's totally fine.
A little question.
Yeah.
Does my sanity go back to full? Or
Not full. We'll do this at the development stage at the end of this session.
okay.
Session this time. Not
I thought after sleeping or rest or something like that. Okay.
Yeah.
I want to go to Ashton Wells' house.
You want to go to Ashley Wells' house?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm gonna grab my bike and go there to see if the key I got can open his house.
Okay. Yeah. Again, it takes you about 20 minutes to get there. Do you go straight up to the door and try the key?
No, I'm gonna check the note that I left in beneath the door, because I wanted to put in a way that if someone took it, couldn't put in the same way.
Okay. It was raining last night and it was windy when you did this,
Okay.
if I remember correctly, right?
Yep.
Give me a luck roll.
Luck?
A luck
Okay.
roll, yeah.
And my luck is over.
Okay, the paper is not there.
Okay. I'm gonna open the door. Oh, try to open the door, please.
You try to put the key in. You kind of manage to jam it into the keyhole, but it doesn't move at all. This is not the key to his house.
Okay. Okay. What's the try? Now we're gonna go to William's office.
Okay.
And try to get the letter.
Okay, so you cycle back to the other side again, just reference it here, and you were roughly here.
Yep.
So yeah, again just takes you about 6 minutes to get to the other side of the street. You go back. Do you go straight to receptionist or do you go straight to his office?
No, to the receptionist.
Okay.
It's the same of the previous day.
No, there is a different person there now.
Okay. Hi. Professor Thaddeus Thatch from the Miskatonic University sent me here. I think there is a letter from Detective Williams.
He just quickly checks his journal. Again, this
Yeah.
man looks very serious. Yeah.
Yeah. The professor asked me to get that letter.
Okay. Do you have any proof of this?
No. I just work at the university. I'm just a message boy, actually.
Okay.
You can phone the university.
Actually, we do have a landline. He just quickly do you have a number?
I think I have a number.
You would know Professor Thaddeus Thatcher's number. His office
Okay.
number. Okay.
I give to him.
Yeah, you give it to him. He goes to the side. He makes a quick call. He comes back. Yeah, everything checks out. So you want a letter from Joseph Williams, is it?
Yeah,
Okay.
he
I'll
has a letter.
I'll just be a few moments, sir. He just goes back to the back office. A few minutes pass.
Okay.
A few minutes pass. Then he comes back and he just hands you again. It's just a envelope with obviously a letter of some kind inside of it, and it's signed just to Nolan. And he hands you the letter. Is that everything, sir?
Yeah, thank you. I should be going now, and I get out of there.
Okay. He just sits back and he just stares at you as you leave.
Okay, I'm gonna find some place that I can read the letter
Okay.
in the street.
Okay.
Okay, it may take a while if you want to go back to Francis. I don't know.
Okay. We'll go back to Francis. Again, about another half an hour, 40 minutes pass. So you were just sitting there collecting your thoughts. Okay. Can you give me a luck roll as well?
No,
Okay.
no, I cannot.
And can you give me a power roll, please?
Yes.
Okay. Again, you see the same figure moving towards the back of the backstage area. It just keeps pondering on your mind, like, who is this person and why are they there? They shouldn't be backstage unless it's during rehearsals, which you know at the moment people are currently taking a break. People are just chatting. People are talking about the play at the moment. They're not doing rehearsals at the moment. It just strikes you as a bit odd.
I'm going to stand up and I'm going to casually approach him.
Okay. So you were, where were you standing when you did this?
I was like sat in the audience seats.
Okay. So you stand up and then go to walk onto the stage and then go backstage to approach him?
I'm going to take the most casual route. I like the most direct.
Okay. So like you
It
just
seems like I'm not beelining him.
Okay, yeah. In doing that, he is paced in front of you, and he seems to be heading towards the stage exit to leave the theatre.
Excuse me.
He doesn't turn around, and he opens the stage exit door.
Hey, talking. Hey.
He continues walking up.
I am going to jog after him.
Okay. So he just leaves your vision for a moment, and you start jogging.
Yeah.
Okay. And by the time you reach the door, he's also started jogging down the side alley.
I'm going to shout at him again, and I am going to attempt to run after him.
Okay. Can you give me... Just let me double check. Actually, you are faster than him, so I don't need a dex roll for this. Yeah, you managed to catch up with him. What do you do when you catch up with him?
I put one of my very large hands on his shoulder,
Okay.
and I just stand over him and say, I don't think I've seen you before.
He turns around and... Well, first of all, his
I'll make an
face...
intimidate.
Okay, give me an intimidate as you do this.
I'm going to spend 8 luck on that.
You're gonna spend 8 luck, okay. Yeah, you intimidate. He looks shaken, and his face is covered in what looks like tiny incisions that have healed. And his lips are covered in scars. And he just looks right into your eyes.
Now, would you mind telling me why you were backstage in my theatre, and why you failed to greet me when I so politely called you out?
He doesn't speak. He doesn't answer you, he just keeps staring at you.
Nothing? Nothing at all?
Nothing at all. You could try and make him
Yes.
talk somehow, but yeah. He's just staring at you.
How far did we get?
I'd probably say about halfway down the alley. Not that far, because you're faster than him.
Okay. I don't see anyone else around.
I don't know. There's just like a street. Well, you can see towards the end of the alley. There's just like a street vendor selling some like French bread. That's it.
See, I've had pretty rough couple of days, and I would very much like you to come with me. And you, I, and the police to have a bit of a chat.
Can you give me a strength roll?
Can't I give you a strength? Oh, Jesus. I'm spending 4 luck.
That's okay.
That is too close to me not spend 4 luck.
You don't need to spend faux luck because his failure is worse than your failure.
Oh, okay.
So yours is failed by faux, his is failed by... 19, yeah. Okay, yeah. He tries to jerk away from you, as in like pull away, and yeah, you manage to keep him firmly held there.
Now, would you mind being a good boy and accompanying me back inside the theatre? I'm going to try and guide him towards the back entrance again.
Okay, you manage it. He's fighting. Not. He looks a little bit scared right now, but he is not following you willingly. Should I put it?
As soon as I get inside, there's shouting out for Georgie.
Okay. You shout out for Georgie, and as you do that, can you give me actually, let's see if this works anyway first. Okay.
Oh, shit!
He quickly pulls out a knife and stabs you right in the thigh.